which team concerns you most? A power Wisconsin running game or big, tall receivers and a pretty doggone good quarterback at Nebraska?
Right now, it's Wisconsin because they're playing hot, but this could change in a couple of weeks. They scored a lot of points these last 2 weeks, but again, there's some bad teams in this conference. There are some bad teams in this like Michigan State's bad, Northwestern's bad. Hey, Maryland's bad, man. I didn't think they would. They are bad. You don't get spanked like they got spanked against Northwestern. They're bad. UCLA's bad. Rutgers, I thought Rutgers was good, but now I don't know.
That's a head scratcher. I've done the analytics on the game already. Wisconsin had maybe 550 yards offense, something like that. A lot of explosive plays. I'm thinking, what happened to Rutgers? I don't know. It's a mystery to me. And that game was at Rutgers.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't the Maryland game? Was the Maryland game at Maryland?
Yes.
None of that makes any sense. Maybe Northwestern's a little bit better than I thought, but I don't think so. I think all those teams, I think those are all just bad teams beating up on each other, Don. Now, Wisconsin may be different because they did it last week. They did it this week, and they've blown those two teams out. So I think they're the biggest threat for me. And historically, Iowa's had Nebraska's number, Corey. They've not had Wisconsin's number, although last year was a little different. So but again, they're both at home. That's why I'm I don't want to say so confident in them winning out, but that's why I'm bullish on my prediction that they'll win out, because I'm not that nervous about any game. Yeah, I'll be nervous on the day of the game, and it's not that they can't lose, but they'll be favored in every game.
I'd say another reason I think we're going to not overlook anyone and take care of business on a weekly basis. As you know, our head coach just rang up his 200th win. And that number 205 is in sight for this regular season. And those seniors that are leaving, they love their coach. And they're going to play their guts out for Kirk.
Jay Higgins just basically said what you said and dedicated the rest of the season. He's basically like, okay, he just got win number 200. Woody Hayes is 205. Let's roll, boys.
Yeah.
And the water flew. And so, yeah, I may not sell any more of my tickets. I might make that 1,000-mile drive every weekend.
Corey, you make me nervous now for Michigan State. You're telling me we better be on upset alert. So I'm not going to sleep as well tonight as I was until you called.
Well, I use certain sedatives at times. No, I respect the fight of the Spartans. I think of teams that rise up when they have no business doing so. I think of Michigan State taking on Ohio State and beating them when they had no business to do so. So I have some respect for Michigan State. I respect all my opponents.
I'm going to actually go quick fire, unlike the other Corey. Breehawk65 says that Ohio State loss wasn't good. They need to lose one more now. And Durrell MVP says, hey, Iowa's chances of making the Big Ten title game took a significant hit. I agree. I think it would have been better for Iowa's chances if Ohio State had won. But both those teams went into the game unbeaten. So there's a lot of season left here. Just like Iowa could drop another one. If Iowa wins out, hey, Ohio State could lose against Michigan. We've seen crazier things happen. Michigan's owned that series of late. Not saying it's going to happen. Michigan's got some problems, but they got some time to fix it before the game. So, hey, one of those teams took a loss. I know one of those teams remained undefeated, but it just takes one more loss for Ohio State somewhere for all of a sudden that second spot in the Big Ten title game to be wide open. And then even if it isn't, Iowa still would be in a tiebreak scenario, and you'd have to compare records. I think the next criteria, Don, would be record against the highest, the best teams, the teams with the best conference records in the Big Ten.
Right.
But again, all these tiebreaker scenarios, USC is out of it from a perspective of if Iowa wins out, they've got a better Big Ten record than USC at this point. They've got 2 Big Ten losses. You've got Oregon with none, Ohio State with 1, Indiana.
Let's not forget Penn State.
Yeah, and that hurt. That I think that hurt just as much. I would have much rather see USC take down Penn State. So that one hurts. But Penn State's going to play Ohio State, correct? I believe.
I think so.
So somebody's going to lose. I'm just saying there's going to be losses in there. Now, not everybody's guaranteed to have 2 losses,